What is ecology? Ecology is all organisms in the biosphere interact with each other and with their surrounding or environment. Biologists consider biosphere when they talk about life on a global scale. This one contains every organism, and here is where life exists, including land, water, and the atmosphere. Ecologists classify organisms on levels. First, we have a species that is a group of similar organisms. Then we have a population that is a group of individuals that belong to the same species. Then a community is an assemblage of different populations that live together in a defined area. An ecosystem is all the organisms that live in a same place, together with their physical environment. Then we have a biome that is a group of ecosystems that share similar climates and typical organisms. Then we can consider that our entire planet with all its organisms and physical environment is known as the biosphere. Environmental conditions include biotic factors and abiotic factors. Biotic factor is any living part of the environment with which an organism might interact. For example, animals, plants, mushrooms, and bacteria. An abiotic factor is any non-living part of the environment. For example, sunlight, heat, precipitation, or humidity. Let's remember that these ones could affect into biotic factors. Modern ecologists use three methods in their works. First, the observation, that it consists on observe and asking ecological questions. Then the experimentation, that it can be used to test hypotheses. Then modeling, it can be used to test predictions based on these models. Energy, producers, and consumers. Primary producers are the first producers of energy-rich compounds that are later used by other organisms. These ones are therefore essential to the flow of energy through the biosphere. An autotroph can therefore be described as a self-feeder, meaning that it does not need to eat other organisms for food. An heterotroph must acquire energy from the other organisms. The most common primary producers harness solar energy throughout the process of photosynthesis, which captures light energy and uses it to power chemical reactions that convert carbon dioxide and water into oxygen and energy-rich carbohydrates such as sugars and starches. Some primary producers harness chemical energy from inorganic molecules such as hydrogen sulfide. These organisms carry out a process called chemosynthesis, which convert carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, and oxygen into carbohydrates and sulfur compounds. Energy flow in ecosystem. How does energy flow through ecosystems? Energy flows through an ecosystem in one-way stream from primary producers to various consumers. This could be represented by a food chain, which is a series of steps in which organisms transfer energy by eating and being eaten. This one can vary in length. Another way to represent it could be by a food web, which is a network of complex interactions formed by feeding relationships among the various organisms in an ecosystem. Each step in a food chain or food web is called trophic level. For example, primary producers always make up the first trophic level. Biomass are the total amount of living tissue within a given trophic level. With this one, we can do a pyramid of biomass illustrating the relative amount of living organic matter available at each trophic level in an ecosystem.
Created using Powtoon.